form hasn't been that great, has it, this year in the events that he has taken part in?
No, not at all.
123.
Dominic Grulick there with an early opportunity to break the Michael van Gerwen throw. We saw him winning the bull.
60.
And Dominic Grulick, well, he's had a more successful year so far, hasn't he, in these floor events, reaching a final in the last event that was staged. But that is very difficult, isn't it, to find a way through to the bed there. He's blocked it right off, and what a dart that is. Absolutely superb from Dominic Grulick to break the Michael van Gerwen throw early doors.
Start reaching towards the top 64.
Yeah, and he is one of those players, isn't he? Watching him at Q School, and even when he was getting a call up to play in these Players' Championship events last year, very capable of going on a run, and someone now, as you mentioned, after the weekend he had, that you kind of look at and think
100.
You wouldn't be at all surprised to see him have a decent run.
Game shot.
But that is very, very tidy from Michael van Gerwen. Best leg of this contest so far.
He's gone on record to say it's something that he just can't change now. That's sort of the evolution of his throw.
97.
And that'll tend to be, it stems from something else further down within the throw, but this is a big moment in this game. Because this is for a break opportunity here for Dominic.
$57.
Not gonna go. Another
54.
opportunity now for Dominic for a 4-1 lead and a double breaker throw for full control.
And there you see him just having to re-grip, but again, like we mentioned, the accuracy after he has done so, it's not really deterring what he's producing, is it? No. Brings the bull
90.
into play. Excellent thinking there from Grulick.
$100.
Just resets himself, as we've seen him do many times in this match.
39.
But that's now 6 match darts that have come and gone. And MVG again is there to pounce.
Game shot.
And now that narrative will start to spin in the mind of Michael van Gerwen. We said earlier, when Michael van Gerwen is laying it down, he's producing his best, Dominic Grulick was sort of wavering.
Even what has gone before in the last 3 legs.
100.
Oh, and a big last start there for Michael. Dominic may have felt he had the opportunity there. Should Michael not have found the treble with the last dart. Michael will come back though. Michael, for the first time, will approach the hockey with a chance of coming off the winner.
137.
He may have to go.
Superb setup from the German. All he needed to do was stay
50.
straight with that first dart. Unable to do so. So more match darts incoming for Dominic Grulick. And he gets it at the 7th time of asking. He led 5-2. He missed 6 match darts. MVG was able to take it all the way to a decider, but unable to stay straight when he had that 120 opportunity. You can see the averages there, both in the mid-90s. 35% checkout success from Dominic, and he did just enough. A finalist in Players' Championship 14, and he's up and running here, knocking out the green machine, Michael van Gerwen.
You know, we're talking £1,000 here for winning one game. It can all change very quickly, and then the mindset starts to get very positive again.
180.
And he's probably going to be quite happy when he takes a look at this and looks at the draw and looks at the form of Titus Canic, because he's on a bit of a run himself right now. The 2-time Polish champion has lost his last 5 first-round matches. So both players will really
60.
look at this as an opportunity to really get out there and grab some prize money. Maybe even more so with Michael van Gerwen now not sitting above them in the draw.
100.
Yeah, we've certainly seen over recent weeks that you can't rule Dominic Grulick out of any match, but for these two, I think they'd be happier taking him on than Michael van Gerwen. Or maybe not the
100.
way MVG's playing at the moment. I don't know. But this is a very impressive start from Titus Canic.
Titus Canic's not been picking up results. He's not been getting wins. And when you get close, when you get 3-0 up, you can see the finishing line appear very quickly. And this could snatch it away. It's actually a happy accident there. It's left him on a good finish. We'll come back for a break opportunity, and then does the panic set in for Titus Canic because he's on that losing run of 6 results himself.
Yeah, things are starting to change here, aren't they, in this one? If George Killington can take care of this.
No score.
Yeah, sensible decision there from Killington.
Really made sure of that bust, though, didn't he?
79.
I mean, given how some of his darts have strayed, I kind of understand that.
He's got the 12, the 9, the 11, the 14, a big section. He made sure of that.
Game shot.
And he made sure of that as well.
Third maximum of the game for Titus. He found it in the opening couple of legs. Back on the maximum train.
84.
Edgar's outside
94.
prediction of the day into round 2. Gone with Scott Williams today. I think he's due a bit of a run here in Players' Championship 15.
Well, I mean, hang on. You've given yourself 3 picks, I think it was, maybe 4. But George Killington, this would be pretty special, wouldn't it?
Game
on
shot.
double 17 for a 1-5-4 out.
Spin.
And the way that he's changed things in this match, you kind of expect him to take care of it.
100.
Huge last dart. Well, you just couldn't see him hitting anything
96.
in the first few legs of this match. But George Killington, he's had to dig incredibly deep to carve out this match-winning opportunity.
$53.
He's left the double 17, which he used for that combination 1-5-4 finish. And he'll get an opportunity. Canic can't take this out.
59.
George Killington to end this losing run.
Will he go straight for it, or is he going to split? And he gets the match wrapped up. George Killington with a killer blow to Titus Canic. His second match start gets the job done. Was 3-0 down in that contest, averaging in the low 70s. But as you can see, the work he did from that point was absolutely miraculous. That 1-5-4, the highest. There was a ton out in there as well to record his first leg. A really impressive comeback from George Killington to make it through to round 2 and record his first Players' Championship win. This would really hurt.
127.
Not to be, and you could see Callum Ridds there looking on, willing for that dart
60.
to miss. Attempted tops, unable to get the first one.
26 left.
Not the intended target there for James Hurl, but it could still work out quite well. That's a nice marker.
Game shot.
Uses it well. It becomes a frustration and a nuisance.
134.
Nothing wrong with this, though, from Ridds. Quality leg of power scoring.
Yeah, but even at the times in this match where maybe in
100.
previous years we would have seen him get frustrated, seems to be keeping a lid on everything in this match. Even like you said, things haven't all gone his own way, but that's gone his way. A 12 darter to get us back level once again in this one. Yeah, you do wonder as well, as this Players' Championship event progresses, whether the conditions here today will play a part, because it is a blisteringly hot day. And we've seen how, not that I want to spend too much time talking about conditions in Germany, as that seems to be
60.
a contentious topic at the moment, but if it is
132
in these streaming booths as it is in the commentary area, then that might play some part as this event goes on.
The one beauty of it, though, is the room will start to empty.
88.
Most people, once they've lost the game, they're off, so there'll be a few less bodies down there, which might just
game shot.
keep things a little bit more manageable. But this becoming manageable now for Callum Ridd to break a throw. He's got control, and this is what we're talking about. He can just go on these runs where the last couple of legs he's just put the foot to the floor on the throttle and
60.
starting to drive home. However, do that thing, you go on Dark Connect, you have a look at the games and you go, can I have played that one? But a bullseye here to save the game for James Hurl.
50.
Not going to go. Callum Ridd's an opportunity to get the job done here. He's off with the opening dart.
107.
He just shows us that he can hit the bullseye and then just proved it again. Tricky. Very tricky. He's had to move right the way across the hockey.
15.
Find a way in, Rids, to get the job done.
Well, he's not had too many darts at double in the last few legs, James Hurl, but he's missed those 3.
Game shot.
And Callum Rids, well, he left double 11 with those 2 bulls in the previous visit, and he pins it with his second match dart. A 6-3 triumph from Callum Rids, a 102 average, and in those last few legs, he really did run riot. Some fantastic finishing. Wessel Nyman, Damon Hetter. The only one to be added to that is Madas Rasma, who went down 6-2 to Nico Springer. Cam Crabtree looks to level proceedings once more.
96. $87.
Wrong leg with the throw.
Game shot.
13 dart hold for Crabtree, who, when we dig a little deeper.
I can confirm that coming up on this streaming board, once we're done with this
105.
rapid last 1-8 match, an all-Belgium clash between Mike Deca and Kim Huybrechts.
45.
Could be quite tasty, couldn't it?
It could be the Belgian team if we don't see a return from Dimitri Vandenberg.
Double 8 is pinned by Cam Crabtree to level us once again after that first dart. And now an opportunity to break.
140. $51.
Ball 13 for Crabtree.
68.
That's wayward. That facial, that reaction, which is all you need to know. Classin to get control,
Game
to get
shot.
the breaker throw, and that is the first breaker throw in this game. It's gone the way of Jelle Classin.
$180.
Okay.
$134.
And a match
shot.
start, the
And a
first
match.
one, and
Jelle
Jelle Classin pins it, a 104 out to down Cam Crabtree. It was all going with throw for the first 6 legs of the match. And then it was Yellow Classin who managed to find the break required. Look at the finishing stats from him in that one. It was Crabtree who did better in the scoring phase for much of the contest. But it's Yellow Classin who comes through and beats the man who won 3 Dev Tour titles over the weekend in Crabtree.
$134. 140.
Superb scoring from Deca at the start of this one. We know how relentlessly he can find that treble 20 bed, and it's exactly what he's doing at the start of this one. For a dart at the bull.
115.
Didn't really trouble it, did he?
$58.
Double 16, we know how much he loves it on that segment. To change as well. And it's paying off for him pretty well, isn't it, at the moment?
134.
Well, Kim's up in the scoring, but Deca not really faltering.
Game shot.
Excellent stuff from Deca at the moment. Oh, this is absolutely exceptional stuff now from Deca. Whether it's 96. The treble 20 bed or whether he switches downstairs. Having so much joy and backing it up with the doubles. An 11 darter to move within 1. If he wanted to leave himself a finish, not to be. And he's pulled it into the wrong segment. Needed just a single 18 to leave himself on the big fish.
93.
And nothing's going right for Kim Huybrechts in this one. Just needed to find that big single.
56.
And Deca get the job done. 83 points remaining. And he does. It is absolutely delightful from Deca. A 6-1 triumph. And he didn't do a great deal wrong at all in that one. Limited Kim Huybrechts' opportunities. And Luke Woodhouse losing out to Martine Dracht. Both
98.
Eliminated at the last 64 stage. Gary Anderson safely through, though, as is Mike Deca, who we just saw on the streaming board.
99.
But Shanghai required for Ricardo to hold throw. And I feel he needs to take it. He needed to find a passage through to that treble.
56.
Because this has been a solid start from Beveridge.
Game shot.
And he manages to break. Jim Williams also victorious, getting the better of Max Hopp. How important could a run be for him? And how important could that second 180 of the leg be for Darren Beveridge? Puts him in a commanding position against the darts.
134. Game shot.
An 11 darter, absolutely superb.
$180.
Much better scoring from Ricardo.
97.
Well, in a leg that he has to win to extend this contest,
Game
it's
shot.
a very, very tidy effort indeed. 11 darter.
$100.
Well, he's not quite been at the level produced when he went on to
60.
win on the Euro Tour, Petreko, but my goodness, has he been good to work his way back into this one. Double
Game
12
shot.
is found, back-to-back 11 darters to take us into a decider, and Beveridge's trebles have deserted him. So to get over the line and book his spot in the last 32, Ricardo Petreko, one more dart in hand. Is he going to bust it?
12.
Well, he had to think about it, didn't he? A wise decision, clarity of thought key there for Ricardo. Didn't want to get embroiled
90.
by going for the double 5 and coming inside. So now has 3 in hand if needed at double 4. Down for double 2.
No score.
6 match darts have come and gone for Ricardo Petreko in this decider. Will he get any more? Or can Beveridge pinch it? He looked down and out in this decider. And it's double 16.
92.
An excellent attempt to get a dart at double 16 for the match, but it doesn't go. And he thinks that's the end of his day. He doesn't think Ricardo Petreko is going to miss any more. He's put his darts down.
Game shot.
And at the
And
7th
match.
time of
Ricardo
asking,
Petreko.
Ricardo Petreko does eventually get over the line in this one. It looked like it was going to be plain sailing in the decider.
He's going to try and squeeze in from the right-hand side. No, he's not. He's just going to throw the 18s. Fair enough.
Well, he had us all fooled there. As soon as he moved across, we thought he was going to find a way through, or try and find a way through to the treble 20 bed. But
65.
thought better of it in the end.
Well, Lukeman can't win it on the ball. And Gary goes treble 14.
62.
Well, he got 2 darts at the outer ring. For a level game. Looking to go over the top of it from the left-hand side by the looks of it. Up near the double 11.
17.
That was the plan. It didn't work. He's missed 3 darts for the leg. He could find himself 2-0 down. Oh,
39.
dear me. Well, that's just...
Idiotic.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's realised that now. And it just lifts the pressure on Martin Lukeman. He can just hit a 96 to leave double top.
96.
Which is exactly what he does. Could have gone for the 17s. That would have been a better move. Look at that. You'd have had a shot.
144.
I mean, that is an amazing
Yeah.
setup. Unfortunately, Lukeman's first to a double.
Game shot.
And he takes the chance. 14 darter gets on the board. So he's won 1 leg. He's missed darts to win another 2 in this game. Granted, Anderson has been marginally the better player.
$174.
This is much better, isn't it, Gary Anderson? Nothing wrong with the maths there.
97.
Well, 101 average in round 1, 102 in round 2. He's up at 104 at the minute. Gary Anderson is playing some proper darts here. And
88.
how many times have we said that on the Pro Tour over the last 2 or 3 years? devastating on the floor. Gary Anderson seems to be quite enjoying it nowadays.
100. Game
And
shot.
it is a 13 darter. Puts right the wrongs from the last leg.
Well, that's 5 perfect darts.
140.
You will not see a 6th. Already had a 9 darter from Dave Chisnall today.
$120. 138.
I mean, there was a part of me that wanted to see him fill that up there. It would have been the funny move.
Undoubtedly.
134.
Well, he's done well, Lumen. He's had a dart on the floor in this leg. But it does not matter, because that's an 11 darter from Gary Anderson. Maybe it isn't a weekend or double-header of opportunity. Maybe it's just an opportunity for Gary to pick up more.
60.
Opportunity for everybody else to get a closer look as Gary storms his way to titles.
$97.
To win it with a 161. Just the wrong side of the wires. I won't get a match dart in this visit, but he'll leave himself on double 12 unless Martin Lukeman can pluck out this 150, and he's not going to do that.
Yeah, he had a couple of opportunities,
56.
didn't he, in legs 2 and 3, Martin Lukeman, to keep the scores a little closer. But aside from that, opportunities have been few and far between against a sensational flying Scotsman display. You can see him there saying, what more could I have done to compete with that performance from Gary Anderson, looking to become just the 2nd player in 2025 to win multiple Players' Championship events. Gerwen Price is the other one, a 107 average, 55% checkout success, despite not hitting a single 180 in that match. Quite incredible stuff from Gary Anderson, who makes it through to the last 16.
Talented young Polish player, but Dom Taylor, man who's in the top 16 in the averages list. This feels like a tougher assignment for Watermainer, but he is the European Championship
55.
finalist, and he is possibly the most likely next first-time winner of a PDC title.
60.
Yeah, most likely, but wouldn't be surprising to see Dom Taylor do just that, would it?
Game shot.
An excellent start from the tower.
Could that open the floodgates for Jermaine? By contrast, we've seen what happened with Gabriel Clemens. 6 times a finalist, 6 times a loser, and doesn't look that likely to pick one up, as Dom Taylor hits just his 3rd 180 of the day to leave a 1 treble combo. And it's affording him a chance.
34.
It's tops for Dom Taylor. Backs up that 106 finish, takes out the 114. Excellent finishing from the tower early on in this one.
$57. $65.
So a match-winning opportunity for Dom Taylor to make it through to the quarterfinals. He has been to 2 semis this year already. Lost those to De Graaf and Menzies to set up a tie with Scott Williams, tops the target.
84.
Does he stand the treble 20? No, he went double-double. He couldn't get it going. It looked an inviting
39.
guide for the treble, but ultimately he has been out-muscled in this game, Jermaine Watermainer. Dom Taylor for a spot in the quarters. That will do it. It is an excellent display from the Bristolian. A 6-1 win. His best performance of the day, his biggest win of the day. If Dom Taylor can carry on playing like that for the next, what, hour and a half, that might be enough for him. 100 average, 60% on the doubles, but it was the back-to-back ton-plus combination finishes at the very start of the game, including that 1-1-4, that set up his path to victory. Watamaina only allowed 3 darts at double. Whereas these guys are serial title winners. Ross Smith, a former European champion, but also has 4 of these titles.
140.
Straight 140s down to 81. Kristoff Ratiski's haul, a very impressive 7 of these, a UK Open qualifier, a couple of
45.
Euro Tours as well. And don't forget about the World Masters from his days playing WDF stuff. Double 18. 11 dart start for Ross Smith.
$97.
Just about stolen the darts here, Ross. Coming down for the 19s.
99.
You'd rather leave the 120 than the 119.
$97.
Very good little side-eye glance that Kristoff Ratiski does. It's like Action Man, like moving his eyes with a stick at the back of his head. Back to the right-hand side of the oche, looking at double top.
Game shot.
That's very nicely done. 3 legs in, all breaks of throw. A brilliant 11-darter from Ross Smith. An excellent 120 finish from him there. He's averaging 109, and yet Kristoff, by virtue of that 13-darter, still only trails by a leg, despite being 25 points behind in the averages. Well, Kristoff Ratiski here, he's out 180ing, one of the biggest 180 hitters around. Because that's a third for Ross Smith, but it's still 1 fewer than the Polish Eagle. And his finishing is on point here. He looked in real trouble at 3-1 down. Can't afford to go troubleless here.
100.
That last dart could prove to be very valuable.
$58.
Double 18.
Game shot.
This time he takes out the 101 on double 18. A couple of legs ago, he missed it on the double, and Ratiski stepped in. It's enough to leave a finish, but Ratiski's already on a better one. It's the Polish Eagles' game to lose from here.
$56.
That's not great.
$95.
68 plays 66. How many match darts is he going to get? Maximum 1. It's a double top. He didn't want this. He wanted double 16. He's hit the single 8 rather than the single 16. Ross Smith should get a match dart. Double 18. And Ross Smith has missed one as well. We might be looking at the eventual champion here today, but we don't know who it is yet. It could be Kristoff Ratiski. He survives a match dart. He was 3-1 down to a sensational Ross Smith, who still ends the game with an average of more than 102.5. But it's the Polish Eagle who brings a losing record in quarterfinals that stretches back for just over a year to an end. Excellent finishing, brilliant comeback, and Kristoff Ratiski will face Scott Williams for a spot in the final of Players' Championship 15. Big yellow legend.
100.
One of the biggest scorers this sport has ever seen. You talked about it earlier. The front nine average has not been great from Dave Chisnall this year. Today, 110.
That's been the difference.
128.
That is the key attribute. That is what makes Dave Chisnall the force he is and picking up all those titles over the years. That and his big maximum hitting, but this could be a big finish here from Danny Noppert. A big finish, a big find. 136 from Danny Noppert.
True, but they did then win it 4 times, didn't they?
They did, but it wasn't 100%, which
Yes.
is where a lot of people believe
180.
the chances are right now of the two Lukes picking up the World Cup of Darts title.
Oh, excellent leg this from Danny Noppert. He's going to get darts to break Dave Chisnall and take a
140.
3-1 lead. That looks pretty good.
40.
He didn't move back to the centre of the oche, did he? Throwing from a different place you normally throw at.
Over to Dave Chisnall for, well, it would have been a similar sort in terms of numbers to the finish of which Danny Noppert just taken out, but it's not even going to get a shot. I say it all the time, it's where you miss that makes the difference, and Danny Noppert from the first start of Dave Chisnall knows that this opportunity was coming.
Game shot.
Opportunity taken. It's another 5-visit leg.
$140.
Well, let's see how important that leg turns out to be.
60 scored, yeah.
$140.
Desperate to stay on the 20s because a ton leaves him a finish.
100.
And there'll be no laying up from this 170 if he's allowed to go at it.
Game shot.
Real chance to lead this match for the first time.
$97.
Continues one treble a throw, Dave Chisnall. If you can get that treble in the opening 2 darts, he's going to get a dart here to break the throw of Danny Noppert.
98.
That's the key, isn't it? He's got to get it in the first 2 darts. He's got it. That's okay, double 10. He wanted the single, but it's no problem.
Yes.
Always worth checking. Noppert refuses to even turn around and look.
84.
He'll like what he hears, though. An opportunity to keep his nose in front. Needs to be perfect from here. Another one of those.
74.
Can't produce the double-double finish. Dave Chisnall to lead this game for the first time. He does lead this game. And Danny Noppert has now got to turn this around. He has had so many chances. There have been openings for Danny Noppert. And he's forcing one here in this leg.
125.
This, I mean, they all count for Danny Noppert. He's got to win all of them.
I suppose the saving point for Danny Noppert is he's only going to be against the darts in one of the 3 remaining legs.
180.
Problem is, Dave Chisnall has hit 5 180s in the last 5 legs, and once he starts hitting them, he tends not to stop. Double 18. That's a 4-visit leg of his own, Danny Noppert. He is not going away in this game. Dave Chisnall is going to have to make him go away in this leg. Who's got the better setup shot?
Not the time to not find a treble.
60.
You could see him looking at the 19s and think, I don't want to hit a single and leave 128. I'd much rather be on 127. Danny Noppert, what are you going to leave? There's an argument for staying there. You got the markers, leave 25.
135.
Well, a chance for Dave Chisnall to get the job done here and book himself a place in the final. Treble 19 will give him a dart at the bullseye. Not going to go. Danny Noppert could survive an almighty scare here. Book a place against Kristoff Ratiski.
Double 8 for Danny Noppert. A genuine gasp from Noppy as he misses 2 match darts. Now, Dave Chisnall only hit 46 in his previous visit. He might only get 1 at the bull. Double 12 to win a thriller. What a contest. What a matchup. Dave Chisnall survives 2 match darts from Danny Noppert and books his place in the final. It is going to be Chizzy versus Kristoff Ratiski. As you can see, Noppy 16 darts missed at double in that game over a whole load of legs. Still averaged pretty much the same as Chisnall in 97.5 and 11 180s between them. But Chizzy prevails, surviving match darts. Can he make it count and beat Ratiski in the final?
Yeah, I think the majority of us as darts fans are astonished that it hasn't happened yet. Staying straight with the first dart. The priority gets even better than that. It is the bull for Kristoff Ratiski.
105.
Well, Dave had a dart at the bull to break in the last leg. Kristoff's had one there.
$62.
But Ratiski gets another look. And it's going to be at double 8.
Game shot.
And he pins it. We said he needed a break, and he's got it.
Which Kristoff Ratiski will be representing Poland once again.
140.
Well, he thought he broke the throw with Dave Chisnall not long ago. He may be about to do so here.
118.
Great recovery there for Dave Chisnall. Needed to find a couple of trebles to get down to a finish. And there's a lot of work to do here to hold on his throw, and that's provided Kristoff Ratiski gives him the chance. Treble 18 for a dart at the bullseye.
And it is another dart at the bull at the end of a combination.
Game
This
shot.
time, Kristoff Ratiski pins it. As easy as 1, 2, 3. He'll never allow it.
180.
Dave Chisnall won't allow himself just to get rolled over here in this final.
58.
But it is good to see, isn't it, the back injuries that Dave Chisnall had at the back end of last year, where he was really struggling to compete, and
180.
the way he towed the oki had to change. His stance was completely different. His throw was changing because even when he wasn't in pain, he said that he was really struggling in anticipation. Now, we've seen him hit 1-9 darter today.
Yes.
He's not going to add another one. Now, I'm not really sure why he had to stop and check that that dart was in the treble 20. It's not as if it was right in the corner. Just put him off slightly. He did actually do an exhibition on Friday night as well, where he had 8 perfect darts. And before throwing at double 12, he took about 12 minutes in between throwing it and then missed the double 12 for a 9.
Could be a 10 though here for Dave Chisnall. A great response to losing his throw. It is a 10 dart leg for Dave Chisnall. He's stepping it up, gets his throw back here against Kristoff Ratiski. Power scoring from Kristoff Ratiski. Dave Chisnall way back here. Ratiski time on his side.
140.
Open that gap back up again. Loves the double 16.
72.
Can't pin it there, but as you said, he loves that segment of the board, so missing outside, perfect for him. Will return with 3 in hand.
119. Game
And only
shot.
needs the 1 this time, a 13 darter. This is such an excellent display from Kristoff Ratiski. As you can see there, not a great deal between them in the averages.
Yeah, real quality. And all of a sudden could put himself in that 32nd position. It's all about Kristoff Ratiski. He's down to a finish, a gettable finish, a potential 2 darter to pick up Players Championship Event 15. Chizzy's doing his part. He's leaving it handy. He's leaving himself in range. Over to you, Kristoff Ratiski.
And it is a match
Game
dart for
shots and
Kristoff Ratiski. He manages to pin it, and look at that reaction. Elation for the Polish Eagle, who surges to an 8th Players' Championship title. He extends his tremendous record against Dave Chisnall with a superb performance and an even better reaction. A high-quality final from both players. But